Oh, there it is. All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I am Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And you. Thank you very much for coming in and checking the show out.
Yoo-hoo.
Yeah. Today is Sunday, aka Sunday, January 18th, 2026. Let's get on with the show. It is about interesting and important events that happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with on January 18th. Here we have 336. Saint Mark was elected Pope. So today's going to be a Pope Day. You know, I'm going to coin that. Like, when the first article was about a Pope, and there's...
The Pope Day.
Yeah, well, there's several Pope Days.
Really?
Yeah. But the absolute first article is about a Pope. So, you know, usually it's just like a whatever article, but it says it's the very first thing, you know, you got to include it.
Better than a Poop Day, though.
Well, that is a holy shit.
Oh. Only you one up. Only one.
Only I would figure that out. Yeah. 474, Leo II, at the age of 6 or 7, briefly became Byzantine Empire, being joined by his father as co-ruler by his father on... that's weird. Being joined by his father as co-ruler on January 29th. Alright?
Probably was married the queen, and so he couldn't become king. The father couldn't become king.
Well, it says here, 7-year-old Leo II succeeded his maternal grandfather, Leo I, as Byzantine emperor. He died 10 months later. Yeah.
But see, if he married into the royal family, the father wasn't part of the bloodline, so he couldn't become king.
That makes sense. Oh, yeah. 532, Nika uprising against Emperor Justinian I in Constantinople failed. 30,000 were killed by troops loyal to the emperor in the Hippodrome. So remember, we've spoken about the Nika riots a couple of times and everything, and how the emperor invited all of those who disagree with his politics into the Hippodrome, to have a sit down and talk. Mm-hmm. So 30,000 people went into the Hippodrome. They closed all the gates except one, and just poured an entire Roman legion and killed every single one of them. Just like wheat, to a field. Like that's how scared of the people that the ruling elite truly are. 909, date of the last known Maya long count inscription on a stela at the city of Tonina, modern Chiapas State, Mexico.
Is that the calendar, long count?
A long count calendar. They have a long count, a short count, various counts.
Yeah, I know it goes around that deal, and then it goes out at deals.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate, I understand.
From my knowledge, yeah. But yeah, this told me to image search this, and this is actually the image I want to show you really quick. So let me open this up and pull this out really quick. There. Oh, it's rather small, but it basically, understanding the stela, which I think, like, these are the different units of measurements, because they have, like, on the right here, and you can't see that well.
No, I can't see it at all.
Well, let's see if I can find a bigger one, actually.
No, that's okay.
Well, no, let's see if I can find a bigger one. Like, images. Let me just click that. Okay, no, that's not going to do it. Open link in new tab. Will that work? No, it's still small. I don't know why it shows it even bigger here.
There, yeah.
Well, we'll use this. But, like, this is 144,000 day periods, 7,200 day periods, 360 day periods, all that stuff, and then like a 12 back tune, 19 katun, 3 tune. So like it shows the hieroglyphic, it looks like, or some kind of counting system, and then like an actual some kind of face of a deity or something. Like there's different.
I thought the Maya calendar was on a wheel.
No. That's the famous one. These things are also calendars.
Ah, okay.
But this is the long count calendar.
Okay.
The wheel thing is, just the whole, like end of the world thing.
Yeah, well, that was the end of the world, but no, it was the end of that wheel, and on it goes.
Yeah.
It wasn't the end at all.
Yeah, no, it just resets and everything. So, but if you look, like all of these inscriptions, they're the same ones on the wheel. Hold on a second. Wheel Mayan calendar. So you can see here, let's see if I can get a bigger, that's the wrong button. Hold on a second. Open image in new tab. It's not gonna show. Well, it's difficult to see, but like you can see a lot. Like remember those like the lines and dots and everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's all on the outside
there.
here.
Yeah, it's all
so
on there.
it's just a wheel form, but there's other forms. So yeah. Anyway, moving on up here, 1258. Mongol army of 150,000, led by Hulagu, grandson of Genghis Khan, arrived at the walls of Baghdad. The city fell February 13th.
Ooh.
So less than a month later. Well, about a month.
Yeah.
Less than a month. 1535, Francisco Pizarro founded the city of Lima in Peru. And I have a picture of that. Yeah, here. This is the picture right here. So let's start showing the wrong button. There we go. It's a little small, but like this is an artist rendition, and that looks really cool. Like there's a bridge here, and all that stuff, and it looks like there's buildings on the bridge, and then rather tall structures. So, 15, we got that one. So moving on up to 1586, the magnitude 7.9 Tensho earthquake struck Honshu, Japan, killing 8,000 people and triggering a tsunami.
Ooh.
Yep. 1591, King Narusun of Siam killed Crown Prince Minjit Sera of Burma in a single combat. Date is now observed as Royal Thai Armed Forces Day. And I just remembered I don't have my backup recording going here just in case, but I'm just gonna hopefully I don't
Where
mute.
do I see it's muted? Where will it show up if it's muted?
Well, you see how this is green?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna click this button here to mute. And now it's lighting up.
Why don't I see green?
You don't see the green over here?
Oh, around the edge.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
that
gotta
means
have
it's picking it up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I got you now.
And just to double check, yeah, that's picking up, and that appears to be picking up as well. So, anyway, what else do we got here? 1644, perplexed pilgrims in the Boston reported America's first UFO sighting. And yeah, like a bunch of people saw this earlier when I was cycling through stuff. But freaking pilgrims sighted a UFO, a flying disc.
Wow.
Like, hey, that floating hat doesn't have a belt on it. But that's wild.
Yeah.
Moving on up to 1670, Henry Morgan captured Panama.
Oh.
Yeah, Panama. And from the movie Sahara, you don't want to pull a Panama.
Oh yeah. What's a Panama?
But they were actually in somewhere else. They weren't in Panama, but they thought they were in Panama.
Well,
but
pulling
they were
a Panama is what they did in Panama.
No. They thought they were in Panama, but they were in like freaking Argentina.
Oh, that's right. They're somewhere else.
Why do I know so much?
17.
17.
That was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it was okay.
A long time ago I saw that.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, it was okay.
I was mimicking what's his face, the actor.
Yeah.
1733, the first polar bear exhibited in America in Boston. All right, and here's a picture of it. Or not a photograph, but like an artist rendition. Why do I keep clicking the plus? And as you can see,
not a good drawing of a polar bear.
Well,
polar bear.
I'm not sure if it's the drawing or if it was a bad taxidermy.
Oh well. Good point.
Now wait. Was this a museum or? Oh, it just said first polar bear exhibited in America. It doesn't say whether it was alive or dead. So
that may have nothing to do with it. Someone flipped a picture up there.
Well, no, I mean, like, this is not a photograph of it.
Right.
So maybe it was alive and it's a bad painting, or maybe it was exhibited like an exhibition, like a museum piece, and it's a stuffed polar bear and it's a bad taxidermy, and this is actually an accurate portrayal because the taxidermy was bad. So, actually,
you can't see the scale. It could be a rat.
Well, that was a polar bear.
I know it was, but I mean, you look at it without scale. That could be a rat. Well, not obviously not the right tail and everything else, but still.
Yeah,
it's hard to recognize it as a polar bear.
I don't think we're going to see an actual representation of that. So, anyway, 1775, the West India Committee, founded in London by London sugar merchants and Caribbean planters, initially instrumental in promoting slavery, later aided a campaign to end slavery. So. 1776, Henry Knox arrived at Cambridge, Massachusetts to finalize plans for the abandoned British artillery that he had transported from Fort Ticonderoga, New York to Faringham, Massachusetts. And you want to know why that name sounds familiar? Henry Knox?
Why?
Fort
Knox
Knox.
Farm?
No, Fort Knox.
I'm joking.
Knoxberry Farm. That's Knots, not Knots.
Don't Knox it.
1777, San Jose, California was founded.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go. Pictures. San Jose. We've been there. We actually
Went to the crazy house.
The Winchester Mystery House.
Yeah.
You know, home of the wife of what's his face Winchester of the repeating rifle.
Is it called the Mystery House or just the Winchester Mansion?
It's called the Winchester Mystery House, the Winchester Mansion, and all that stuff. You know, officially it's the Winchester Mansion. Also, later on came the Mystery House because it's
crazy.
It's insane. So
very interesting to go in that house, though.
Weird.
Weird.
Yeah, it is. Although they won't let you climb up those stairs anymore.
No.
No. Like, cause I've been I've looked on it on Google Maps and whatnot, and there's pictures of us when I was younger and everything up at those stairs that just lead up to nothing to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I'm all the way up there.
Ah.
It's all roped off now.
Oh.
You can't even climb up there. So that 1778, Captain James Cook stumbled over the Sandwich Islands, later known as the Hawaiian Islands. And he's the first known European to discover the Hawaiian Islands, which he names the Sandwich. So he named it the Sandwich Islands for whatever. Now, I think, because remember a couple weeks ago, I mentioned an explorer that got killed by Hawaiians? And that's really unusual because they're very peaceful people.
Yeah.
Peaceful, not harmless. Keep in mind. It says here, the cause of death killed in a fight with Hawaiians at the age of 50.
Wow.
February 14th.
Whoa.
Huh. He died on my birthday.
What year?
1779.
Wow.
Far before my birthday. Obviously.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wow, that's interesting. They killed him on Valentine's Day. Hawaiians did. You know what?
Glad we don't call them sandwiches.
Well, no, I'm just thinking, you know what, that's incredibly fitting because Hawaiians are a loving people, so what better day to kill somebody than with love? So, I guess, just too tough a love right there. 1778, first elements of the First Fleet, carrying 736 convicts from England to Australia, arrive at Botany Bay to establish a penal colony. And as I said, mate...
I thought we were going...
Oh, you thought we were going to be talking about cricket? No, not this time. But no, as I said, if it wasn't for the American Revolution, by extension France, my accent's getting...
Spain somewhat.
Spain somewhat. But we had a war with Spain later on, the Spanish-American War.
Yeah.
In which that's how we got hold of Cuba, and which, the area of influence was struck down, but why we still have ownership of Guantanamo Bay was a result of the Spanish-American War.
Here's something. I guess the French weren't involved like the Spaniards were early on. That's why they claimed a bunch of land. But, so I was going to say, the French helped us with no claim of land, although they had the Orleans area that we bought from them.
Well, Spain
Spain had a lot.
Well, Spain had Central and South America, not all of it, because all of the big powers had things, but Spain was the predominant force in Central and South America.
Yeah, but it went all the way up into Oregon.
Yeah. Well, that was all Mexico and everything.
Yeah.
Well, what became Mexico.
Yeah, which was Spain.
But I don't, I'm not doubting that they had a part to play, but I don't remember anything. But a very minor part, if anything, to my knowledge.
Much smaller parts than the French, but they did help us. They did help us, absolutely.
Interesting. But yeah, no, if it wasn't for all that, Australia, as we know
more money
it,
probably than troops. They had some troops, but they really supplied money to us and materials, things like that.
Yeah, but to get to the point I'm trying to make here is that if it wasn't for all that, the American Revolution and all that stuff, then Australia as we know it wouldn't have happened, because they still, as I made this point already on the show countless times, sometime recently as well, but just to refresh everybody's memory, Britain still had, to send their excess prisoners somewhere. They were doing that here. They lost us, so they went to the newly discovered Terra Australis, Australia.
Yeah.
And that's how all that happened. So this is the first elements of the First Fleet. So this is 1788, and the war ended in 1786 or 1788. So, moving on up to 1840, the electromagnetic magnet and mechanics intelligencer, the first U.S. electrical journal, appears. An electrical. an electrical journal about electricity in 1840.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we're not there yet. Yeah, there's let's see if I can, because I found a picture of it, but it wasn't anything of real interest. But let's see if I can just show it to you really quick.
I was taking it as a journal through electricity, you know.
No.
Okay.
No, the electromagnet.
Yeah.
So it's a publication.
Yeah.
Moving on up to 1862, Confederate territory of Arizona forms. Okay, I want to show you this picture here really quick. And this is really interesting. What a lot of people don't realize is leading up to the Civil War, there had been a war raging on in, the capital for decades. And, you have the North and you have the South. And they're always trying to one-up each other. So, the North made a territory, then the South made a territory, so that way they can be even in the House of Representatives and everything. And then the South made a territory, and then the North made a territory. Yeah. So we have U.S. territory of Arizona, U.S. territory of New Mexico, Confederate Arizona territory, CSA. So, and this is when, the Confederacy was part of the United States before they split and became their own thing.
Yeah.
So the CSA were still part of the Union at this time. August 1st, 1861? Yeah, well, it was created. Or maybe this is during the Civil War. But I don't know. I don't know that much. Like were the South a Confederacy before they split off? I need to look into this because this is really interesting, because why would they create a territory if they're actively fighting a war? They won't care. They'll just take a territory.
Read it one more time.
The Confederate territory of Arizona forms. So it sounds like they were part of the Union. Hold on a second. You know what? I'm just going to look this up.
Sounds more like an independent territory.
What was the CSA part of the Union? I just want to look this up. Confederate States of America, also known as the Confederate, was an unrecognized breakaway republic in the southern United States from 1861 to 1865. So I guess this is during,
like I said.
So it sounds like this is during the war.
But they were independent.
Yeah. But, just the way that map looked, it looked like they were working within the laws and guidelines of the Union. I don't know. I need to look more into that. Moving on up, 1871, Second German Empire was proclaimed by Kaiser Wilhelm I and Otto von Bismarck. And from other source, Wilhelm I of Germany was proclaimed Kaiser Wilhelm in the Hall of Mirrors of the Palace of Versailles in France. Towards the end of the Franco-Prussian War, Wilhelm already had the title of German Emperor since the Constitution of January 1st, 1871, but he had hesitated to accept the title. The Second Reich. I wonder if there will be a third.
That was the best castle I think I was ever in, touring that thing, in the House of Mirrors and all that.
Oh, yeah.
It's really an incredible place.
I'd love to go see it.
Yeah.
So, and that joke just didn't land, huh?
I just try to ignore you as best as possible whenever I can.
How well does that work?
Not well at all.
1884, Dr. William Price attempted to cremate the body of his infant son, Aishu Gist, which is Wells for Jesus Christ, Price, setting a legal precedent for cremation in the United Kingdom. Okay. 1886, modern field hockey was born with the formation of the Hockey Association in England. And that's what this is.
Okay.
What's interesting is it's was it a women's sport initially?
Right there it is.
Yeah. And it's black and white.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought women back then would be, playing such an aggressive game.
Well,
I mean, they're out in dresses and everything.
Yeah.
You don't want to rip them and all that stuff.
Well,
those look like somewhat good shoes.
You don't know how hard they were actually playing, neither. They may have tippy-toed around.
Oh, true, yeah. I don't know. This one here looks like she's ready to take someone down, dude. Look at that stance.
She's
look
on
at
the
those
defense.
feet.
It comes out here.
Dude, look at those feet. Those are planted. She's ready to knock.
Yeah,
dude.
That's a defensive stance.
Yeah. I don't want to mess with that. 1896, first college basketball game with 5 players on each side was conducted by the University of Iowa. Invited student athletes from the University of Chicago for an experimental game. Chicago beats Iowa 15-12. Oh my God! Like, hey, come over here. Let's play this new game that we just started. How did we lose the game we invented? What? Oh my God! Chicago kicked their ass. But yeah, we have a picture here. I think this is an actual official picture of the first or one of the first teams.
Huh,
So,
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, these look like normal shirts. Yeah, they are. Like, look, this guy has sleeves.
Yeah.
Some of them have sleeves that are
Shorter
rolled up.
sleeves.
Yeah, and some of them no normal sleeves.
Yeah.
But it looks like this guy.
Shorter, or maybe they're rolled up. I don't.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, this guy they're kind of ruffled.
Yeah.
Some of these look like they cut them. A lot of these have a more rough edge, so it looks like they cut a lot of them. This guy definitely, that looks like a cut sleeve there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. What else do we got here? 1896, first demonstration of an X-ray machine in the U.S. in New York City. H.L. Smith in New York City. So let's pull this out here.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Little did they know about the radiation.
Yeah.
1901, Pope Leo the 13th published encyclical Graves de Community on Christian Democracy. All right. 1 year later, 1902, despite reports that favor the U.S. building a route through Nicaragua for a canal, a supplementary report recommended the route through Panama. Huh. Yeah. So they initially, it just says a route. So I think, like, initially what they were thinking of doing, because if I remember correctly, because I've had 1,001 conversations about any topic you can think of with so many people, but if I remember correctly, somebody at one point told me that the idea of a Panama Canal was so outlandish that they were actually instead going to set up a system to unload cargo on one end and then go through to the other, on the land, and then reload it onto a ship waiting over there. And then later on, as technology advanced, the possibility.
It was a really difficult build for the technology of the day. In fact, we didn't even start it. I forget.
France.
The French?
French, yes.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
But
and then they couldn't do it, and they gave up, and then we came in and did it.
Yeah. But that was not that much later and everything. But, the way this is saying, building a route, doesn't say a canal, it says a route.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling, if I remember correctly, what I just said about unloading a ship, transporting it overland to the other coast, and loading it back up.
Well,
maybe that's what this was.
Well, let's put in there Panama Canal completion, or construction, or whatever you want to put in.
Well, it's talking about 1513. No, hold on a second. That's giving me the whole history. Panama Canal completion. No, not competition. Completion. There we go. Let's see here. Why are you not telling me? Okay, you freaking thing. It's saying 2016.
Okay. Not that important.
Opened in 1914.
Okay, so this would be when they were laying it out.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, moving on up to 1903, the first transatlantic radio transmission to originate in the United States was sent by a transmitter in Massachusetts. All right.
Do you realize my dad was 2 years old before that thing was completed?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah. 1911, the first shipboard landing of a plane took place on Tanforan Park, from Tanforan Park to the USS Pennsylvania. From the other source, we have Eugene B. Ely, having flown from Tanforan Park, landed on the deck of the USS Pennsylvania, anchored in San Francisco Bay, the first time an aircraft landed on a ship, and we actually have a photo of it.
Ooh.
There are several photos, actually, but this is the one I picked. A little small, but it says here,
that's cool.
Photo NH77507, Eugene Ely landing on USS Pennsylvania, January 18th, 1911. It can't get more real than that.
No.
And even back then, it looks like they had the tow cables with a bunch of sandbags to at least maybe just catch and drag.
Well, I don't know if I think that could be a paint on there to.
No, that's not paint.
To bring your I can't believe they'd be tows. They wouldn't be that sophisticated.
Well, no, I mean, like, no, they're just sandbags. I mean,
On
like,
the edge are sandbags, but the two lines,
oh.
I think it's for them to line up where to bring down their wheels.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just
okay.
the sandbags.
Okay, yeah, those are sandbags.
And actually, from this perspective, you see, there's a sailor right here.
Uh-huh.
There's a structure. This is not, like, this is, and also it said the Pennsylvania, not the Langley. The Langley was the first aircraft carrier for the U.S.
Yeah.
So this is a portion. This is when they were testing out the possibility
of landing the aircraft on boats, yeah.
Yeah, but not just that. Like, it wasn't a deck from end to end.
No.
Just a portion.
Yeah.
So he was literally driving his plane into a building.
Yeah, it's going to be a mean stop if you don't get there in time.
Well, at least he knows he will stop. One way or the other.
One way or another, that guy's stopping.
1915, Japan issued the 21 demands to the Republic of China in a bid to increase its power in East Asia. 1915 as well, a train crashed at Colima, Guadalajara, Mexico, killing around 600 people.
Ooh.
Yeah. 1919, Bentley Motors Limited was founded by Walter Owen Bentley in London, England.
Wow.
Yeah, Bentley. Yeah. While that was going on, the Paris Peace Conference, also known as the Versailles Peace Conference, opened in Versailles, France, to draw up the treaties formally ending the Great War, the war to end all wars, World War I. What do you mean, one? 1919, Ignacy Jean Paderewski became Prime Minister of the newly independent Poland. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, and won't be the probably the first, and especially not last time they'll become independent again. Or at least free, or whatever.
Well, they're independent now.
Well, I'm saying that they were occupied by Germany, and then the Soviets.
And then Russia, yeah.
So, 1923, first radio telegraph message from the Netherlands to the Dutch East Indies. That's just pretty interesting there, you know. 1924, Pope Pius XI's encyclical Maximum Gravissimum, the greatest and the gravest, on French Diocesan Association. I just find encyclicals interesting. You know, like as I say, they're like holy memos. You know, did you get the memo? Did you get the TPS report? Did you get the encyclical? 1933, White Sands National Monument in New Mexico was established, and you know this is an awesome photo.
Never heard of it.
White Sands?
Yeah.
And there's a whole training ground everywhere. White Sands Proving Ground and all that
yeah.
stuff, military or something.
It is white.
That definitely is white sand. So, hold on a second. White Sand. Yeah, White Sands Missile Range. Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, like.
New Mexico, huh?
Yeah. Actually, like, I think...
I've been to New Mexico. Never knew to go there.
Actually, I think... isn't that where... where was it? That Oppenheimer. Like, I think their base was in White Sands.
Where they were working on the...
where they popped up a whole town, you know, for him and his...
Yeah, for
yeah. What was the name of that town?
I don't know. Where they built the nuclear bombs.
Yeah, it's in New Mexico.
Yeah.
So that's New Mexico. Oh God, it's like city Los Alamos. That's
there
right.
We go, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's close to White
Los
Sands.
Alamos.
Doesn't sound conducive to being White Sands.
Los Alamos. Hold on a second. Los Alamos map. I'll just bring it up on Google Maps here. Where is Los Alamos? So here's the whole Los Alamos things. And no, White Sands is all this is White Sands. You can see right here. There's White Sands right here.
Yeah, so
this is the missile range, but it's not that far. You know, it's in the same general area.
Yeah, it's in New Mexico. Sure.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, like you know, this whole. Anyway, I'm going to continue on here. What else do we got? Moving on to 1938, pitcher Grover Cleveland Alexander was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. That's an interesting name, Grover Cleveland Alexander.
Yeah, he's a great all-time pitcher.
1942, the Nazis arrest Dutch journalist Frans Goedhart, who later escaped, and Weardi Beckman, who died at Dachau concentration camp.
What kind of journalist again?
Dutch.
Dutch. Okay.
Yes. 1943, Soviets announced they had broken the long siege of Leningrad by Nazi Germany by opening a narrow land corridor through this, though the siege is not fully lifted until a year later. Yeah, Enemy at the Gates, an amazing movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there's that one scene, you know, where that awful thing he did to that kid.
Been a long time since I've seen
He
it.
lynched him.
Oh,
The
yeah.
kid,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Sasha.
Yes, yes.
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
God,
yes.
I still have that image burned into my brain, and that was one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen in my entire life. You know, but he was screwing around. You know.
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
Yeah.
1943, Soviets announced they had broken the long siege of. Oh, yeah, we got that one. Okay, moving on up to 1943. U.S. rations bread and metal, banning pre-sliced bread, reduced bakery demand for metal parts. All right. 1943 as well, the first uprising of Jews in the Warsaw Ghetto. All right. 44, the first Chinese naturalized U.S. citizens since repeal of exclusion acts. So there was exclusion acts and all that stuff because there was a lot of Chinese immigrants. A lot of them were used for the railroads and all that stuff, and then they're reproducing too quickly, you know, for the comfort of the country at the time, or what for whatever reason. Maybe racism. I don't know, but they're
I think it's racism.
well, yeah, like, well, you can call it racism, and at the same time, you know, there is, to a certain degree, like you know, when like you know, like what we did to the Native Americans, white people outpopulated them. Okay, well, we don't want to get outpopulated ourselves, so there is, you know, I don't consider it racism. I consider it's history repeating itself.
Okay.
You know, but it's a prevention. But it's still wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's still wrong.
Of course.
But you know, I mean, but you know, Australia, they passed a law a long time ago. From that point on, you know, didn't do anything retroactively, but forbade Japanese citizens from owning any more land because they were getting completely bought out from under themselves.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's another example of that. So, but yeah, no, like this is the first Chinese naturalized U.S. citizen. So, you know, they're procreating again here, which is awesome. You know. 1944, the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City hosted a jazz concert for the first time.
Go ahead.
Performers included Louis Armstrong, Billie Holiday, Lionel Hampton, Mildred Bailey, Red Norvo, Roy Aldridge, Jack Teagarden, and Benny Goodman via remote hookup.
We just had that the other day.
No, that was...
Jazz, first time jazz.
Oh, well, maybe this is a repeat article or something. Interesting. 1945, Soviet armed forces, the Red Army, entered and liberated Krakow, Poland, to push Germans out, only to eventually occupy entire country. Yeah. Yeah. Like the meme that came out of Megamind, I wouldn't say liberated, I would say under new management. So, 1949, first U.S. Congressional Standing Committee headed by, I'm not going to read that word, but, you know, it's in the primary source, which... This word is in Spanish for black. Yeah. But, you know, since I'm white, I'm not allowed to say that word, which is a stupid reason. And that's racist against me. But whatever. 1950, Cleveland Indians pitcher Bob Feller, after 15 to 14 season, took a $20,000 salary cut to $45,000. Pay cut was Feller's own suggestion. Do you have any idea why he would do that? I mean, cool, but seriously.
Maybe at the time it was an honorable thing. He wasn't what he used to be. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Why did
they didn't have salary caps? I
know that. Take a pay cut
voluntarily. That's the key.
Bob Feller. Well, they're just telling me the whole thing.
He's a great pitcher.
He demanded a $20,000 pay cut. What?
That's probably because he thought he screwed up. He didn't have the season he should have had, and he was pissed. People were like that in the day.
They didn't have salary arbitration back when Bob Feller pitched, but they did have something you have in your office right now, walking in the boss office and telling him how much money you should make for even the best player. Why the 31% dip? Feller, who had won 24 or more games in each season from 39 to 41 before serving in the Navy during World War II, and 26 and 20 games in his first full 2 seasons after returning, had dropped to 19, 15, and 48, and 15, 14 with a career high. Okay, you're right. So his numbers were going down. So he probably thought...
To him, the honorable thing was, I'm not worth the money you're giving me. Cut my paycheck.
All right.
Don't do that today.
Yeah, people are greedy as fuck. 1951, first use of lie detector in the Netherlands. All right. Why they're trying to detect lies from down there, I have no idea. The Netherlands.
Oh, God.
1951 as well, Herman Flake sentenced to death due to, quote, hate campaign against GDR, end quote, the German Democratic Republic. So, they accused him of starting a hate campaign and they killed him for it? It's kind of wild. We also have Mount Lampigan in Papua New Guinea erupted, killing 2,942 people. And NFL rule tackles guards and centers ineligible for forward pass.
Yes. And what year was that again?
51.
Wow, I didn't know it went that long.
Yeah. 1956, German Democratic Republic, East Germany, formed its own army, the National People's Army. Well, whenever Germany starts building an army, the entire world gets nervous.
Yeah.
Shout out to Creative Danger out there. 1957, 3 B-52s set a record for a around-the-world flight in 45 hours and 19 minutes. That's pretty good for back then. Prop planes and everything.
Yeah.
1958, Willie O'Ree.
We had jets then.
Yeah, but these were B-52s.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, were B-52s the jet ones?
I don't think so.
No, I think they might have been the Stratofortresses. Let me look. Yeah, it says Stratofortresses. Hold on a second. They were jets, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Darn, I didn't think they had them that.
Yeah. No, I just remembered. No, these were the planes used in the movie Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, all right. That explains it. What else do we got here? 1958, Willie O'Ree was the first black Canadian to appear in the NHL, making his debut for the Boston Bruins in a 3-0 victory in Montreal. All right. 1963, U.S. and Japan signed a joint defense treaty. I almost said a really horrible joke. I almost made another joke off of the joke. And oh my god, you know what? I'm going to mute my mic and say it. So I hope none of you out there can read lips.
Thanks, that was hilarious. Never mind, I can't say it.
Well,
my god.
Well, I'm trying to set it up, and it's just like no, I got to work on it. Anyway, 1960, U.S. and Japan signed a joint defense treaty. All right. 61, Zanzibar's Afro-Shirazi Party won by one seat, won one seat by a single vote, and Parliament by a single seat.
Wow.
That sounds
as close as it gets.
Yeah. 62, U.S. began spraying foliage in Vietnam to reveal Viet Cong guerrillas. It sounds like Agent Orange.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it does.
Now, what a lot of people don't realize about Agent Orange, is they literally just kind of sort of tweaked the formula, and that turned up into Roundup, the pesticide. Monsanto made Agent Orange. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
And now they grow your food. Gee. The world's largest pesticide manufacturer is now the pretty much only seed distributor in any source of food and ingredients in the United States. And that's exactly what RFK Jr. is fighting against.
He's fighting against a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I have a great deal of respect for this guy.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say there's been a lot of heads of the FDA and everything that were former Monsanto executives. So a little self-serving there.
Yeah.
1964, plans for World Trade Center was announced in New York City, of course.
Oh.
64 as well, the Beatles made their first appearance on the U.S. Billboard chart with the single, I Wanna Hold Your Hand, number 45. 1966, Robert C. Weaver confirmed his first black U.S. presidential cabinet member, Housing and Urban Development, HUD. All right. Cool.
Oh,
yeah. 67, Albert D. Salvo, the Boston Strangler, was convicted of numerous crimes and sentenced to life imprisonment. 68, Hal Hester and Danny Apollia Linars, a rock musical Your Own Thing, loosely based on Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, premiered at the Orpheum Theater in New York City, running for 933 performances. It's pretty good right there. 1972, Prime Minister of Northern Ireland Brian Faulkner banned all parades and marches in Northern Ireland until the end of the year.
I wonder why. There's something behind that. We don't have to look, but
well,
there's
because
something going on.
Well, they don't want the IRA bombing them.
Okay.
1972, members of the Mukti Bahani laid down their arms to the government of the newly independent Bangladesh a month after winning the war against the occupying Pakistan army. 1 year later, John Cleese's final episode on Monty Python's Flying Circus on BBC TV.
That was their last one, 73.
Yep. 73 as well. NHL New York Islanders break the 12-game losing streak and 20-game road winless streak.
Oh, no.
So they had 2 losing streaks going on there.
Yeah.
73. Orlando Cepeda was the first player signed as MLB designated hitter by Boston Red Sox. All right. 74. Israel and Egypt signed a weapons accord, and we have the disengagement of forces agreement was signed between the Israeli and Egyptian governments, ending conflict on the Egyptian front of the Yom Kippur War.
Oh,
Yep.
remember that.
Yep. 74. Science fiction TV series The $6 Million Man. Premiered on ABC starring Lee Majors.
Yeah.
That was the one where they go whatever the sound effect was.
I never watched it, but yeah, you're right.
With the slow motion, like he's supposed to be going fast.
I didn't watch it much, but yeah.
1975, The Jeffersons spin-off All in the Family premiered on CBS.
The Jeffersons.
All right.
Black family. That was unusual today.
All right.
Richback family. Rich. Did
Yeah.
I say rich?
Rich. Okay. 1977, Australia's worst rail disaster occurred in Sydney, killing 83 people. Yeah, specifically in Granville, Sydney. That's awful. I'm going to just do this because they both say the same thing. 77, scientists identify a previously unknown bacterium as the case of the mysterious Legionnaire's disease.
Yeah, that was big.
And scientists at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced, yada, yada, yada. 77 as well, Socialist Federal Republic, SFR, of Yugoslavia's Prime Minister, Sezimo Bijdic, and his wife and 6 others perished in a plane crash in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Wasn't that when the war was going on? Maybe not.
Probably, I don't know. I don't even know what war you're talking about. But there's always wars going on. 78, roof of 3-year-old Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut collapsed. There were no injuries. But it doesn't say there weren't any deaths. Because, a death is not really an injury. You don't die and go ow. You get injured and go ow. Nobody went ow. So there could be, a dead.
Wow. If you got injured and it killed you, it's still an injury. An injury killed you.
Well, you can't die without an injury.
Of course you can.
Well, naturally. But not if a roof is falling on you. Why are we having this
roof's
conversation?
falling down, you have a heart attack. Did the roof do it or did the heart do it?
Well, the roof started the heart attack.
You don't know. He could have been looking at a pretty girl and he's an old guy.
Stop proving me wrong! 1978, the European Court. You have a point. I can't fight you on this. When you're right, you're right. 1978, the European Court of Human Rights found the United Kingdom's government guilty of mistreating prisoners in Northern Ireland, but not guilty of torture. I can't get over just having a heart attack by happenstance while a roof is falling on you, but you're not paying attention to the world caving in because your chest stopped. Oh.
We didn't get an oops.
Ouch. Ouch.
Ouch. Yeah, you're right. Ouch.
Yeah. Ouch. From E.T.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
1978, so we got that one. 1979, Peter Jenkins finished A Walk Across America at Florence, Oregon.
Wow.
But it's in quotations, so I wonder, is that a song? Is that a movie? Did he physically walk?
Walked across America.
So you know that as a fact?
No, but that's what it says.
Travel author. Sounds like a book. Yes. Peter Jenkins is a U.S. travel author known for walking. Well, there you go. Walking from New York to Oregon. Okay, you're right. We're both right.
Well,
but
he's an
mostly
author. He wrote about it.
Mostly you're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he wrote about it. But this is when he finished the book. It sounds like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not when he finished the walk.
Well, no. Cause he did walk from
Yeah.
New York to Oregon, but between October 1973 and January 1979, while writing a best-selling book, A Walk Across America.
Okay.
So he wrote it as he traveled.
So
Wow.
was it when he completed that, or was it when he completed
Finished.
the book?
Well.
It's when he finished the walk.
Oh, the question is back. We talked ourselves back into the same start. Nothing was completed.
Oh
God.
make my point that just when he finished the walk.
But then you just proved yourself wrong and right at the same time. And me.
Right back to this point.
I don't know how to feel anymore.
Keep going, please.
1980, Pink Floyd's double album, The Wall, is number 1.
What a great album.
Beautiful. I have that physically on CD. So, yeah. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall.
Yeah, that's a great album.
1980, price of gold reached $850 an ounce.
Yeah.
And I have a note here. What is it today?
About $45.
Dollars?
4,500.
You gotta say that.
4,500.
Yes. You just said 45. Most people don't talk the way like you do. You gotta talk like a layman, Dad. We're talking to people.
45's a record.
4,500?
No, 45's a record RPMs. A 45, that's a little single. You buy a single, it's a 45.
I'm talking about the price of gold.
I know. Well, you dismissed my 45, and so I went to, yeah, it's a record.
45 is also a gun, and I might want to use one soon.
We're talking about gold. Oh, I gotta come just for the yucks.
You certainly are one of them. 1980, Studio 54 owner Steve Rubel and Ian Schrager received a sentence of 3.5 years in prison and fined $20,000 tax, or for tax evasion, not tax.
Oh, for tax
$20,000 for tax evasion. Okay. Studio 54, okay.
Yeah, New York.
My brain. I'm still going on that 45 bullshit just fucked me up.
We're talking about gold.
This is after we talked ourselves around.
We have lost the show entirely.
Back into a circle.
We've circled back to this question.
1981, Iran accepted U.S. offer of $7.9 billion in frozen assets. All right. While that was happening, Phil Smith and Phil Mayfield become the first 2 people to base jump from objects in all 4 categories. I ask you.
What is that?
I was going to ask you if you knew that. So to answer that, base, buildings, antenna, span, bridges, earth, cliffs. BASE, base, parachuting.
Okay.
Jumping off of,
So
not
say
planes.
it again.
Base, buildings, antennae, which are like radio antennas and everything.
Yeah.
Span, which is bridges.
Okay.
And earth, cliffs.
Cliffs. Okay.
Base jumping is non-airplane parachuting.
Okay. Yeah.
So after parachuting off of a Houston skyscraper. So, yeah.
Probably ready to arrest him when he got down.
Most likely. A lot of them do. 1981, punk singer Wendy O. Williams arrested in Milwaukee for onstage obscenity, later cleared. 1983, the International Olympic Committee, IOC, restored Jim Thorpe's Olympic medals for his pentathlon and decathlon victories, 70 years after they were stripped from him for accepting $25 to play semi-pro baseball, given to his family. Now, see, the Olympics and NASCAR have completely lost their script. The whole point, because as it says here, he was stripped from his his medals were stripped from him because he was paid, therefore making him a professional. The Olympics were supposed to be about amateurs, not professionals.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's about professionals.
It's about anybody that.
Well, professionals.
Yeah. Well, only baseball, basketball are professionals.
Still professionals.
But the track and field people, there is no profession in that. Tennis players are obviously professional. But
do they make money?
No. Well, maybe
sponsorship
they do in college
deals.
now. Maybe
sponsorship deals.
They do now in college, true. But they didn't used to. The problem,
so they are no longer, enforcing their own rules.
Well, they changed the rules.
You're not supposed to change the rules. And what's the point of rules?
You can change the rules.
What's the point of showcasing amateurs? Because now you see all these professionals.
Here's the problem.
You're not inspiring people to go out and do something.
Here's the problem. You took the communist system. They would find athletes at a young age, take them, groom them for athletics, and they would sharpen pencils for half an hour and get paid for that, and then go practice whatever they're doing. So they were still amateurs. So they really tweaked the system. They were professionals because they're getting paid to do that, but not directly. So we go, wait a minute, and we got true amateurs.
I still think, that if they
Because you
should
couldn't,
go back.
in the day, to be an amateur, you couldn't do commercials or anything to profit off your name.
That's fine. I get to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the whole
But
point.
then the Russians and the East Germans were really, bad at it. They set up an entire country system just grooming their athletes without paying them, supposedly. So they're amateurs. So yeah, they tweak the system. So let's just invite everybody, the best of the best.
Now, what's interesting, because remember I said NASCAR as well?
Yeah.
Do you know what NASCAR even stands for?
National, I don't know, something.
North American Stock Car Association or something like that. Now, stock car, not souped up beasts like they got.
Yeah.
This is NASCAR. It was supposed to be a race and an exhibition of their base model that anybody can get.
Yeah. It came out of rum running and stuff.
Well, I know it came out of rum running, but what it turned into was to showcase what the common man could get as a stock car.
Yeah.
Not these souped up monsters. There's no way in hell we can own a NASCAR car today.
No.
But back when NASCAR was, starting, all of those cars, any Tom, Joe, and Harry can own them. That's the point. See, that's why I say, the Olympics and NASCAR are related in that way.
I got you.
It's for the common man, by the common man, and now it's showcasing shit that you'll never be able to touch. That's bullshit,
Yeah.
Anyway, 1984, 80th Islander and third dual hat trick, Carolyn Bossy, 9-1 win. Dual hat trick, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I never heard of a dual hat trick.
I haven't either.
Yeah. 1985, U.S. renounced jurisdiction of World Court despite previous promise. 1989, the astronomers discovered a pulsar in the remnants of supernova 1987A in a large magnetic in the Large Magellanic Cloud. Magellanic.
Okay.
Magellanic.
Okay.
1989. Hold on a second. It's right here, so that way I'm not just completely full of stupid. Right here.
Yeah.
Magellanic. But it's Magellan and Majestic combined, and I can't combine them audibly. So this word.
Okay.
So, 1990, South Africa said it is reconsidering a ban on African National Congress. It sounds like apartheid stuff happening.
I'm not sure.
1990 as well, Washington, D.C., Mayor Marion Barry arrested in drug possession in an FBI enforcement sting. And I have a note here, and did you know if you were ever caught and you were smoking crack, McDonald's wouldn't even want to take you back. You can always just run for mayor of D.C. Lifestyles of the rich and famous.
I heard that name, Marion Barry. I don't know if this is the guy.
No, he was the mayor of D.C.
I got it. I've heard his name. I don't know if it's connected to him or not. I've heard Marion Barry. It could have been an athlete. Who knows? I just heard Marion Barry name.
Washington, D.C. Mayor Marion Barry. He was the mayor. Okay.
I wonder if that's the Marion Barry I've heard of. I just remember the name.
I would presume so, because he was a mayor of D.C. and he got busted on cocaine possessions.
Yeah.
So, but see, I wanted to bring that up. The lifestyles of the rich and famous lyric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that connection at first.
Yep. 1991, Eastern Airlines went out of business after 62 years, citing financial problems. We also have Iraq launched Scud missiles against Israel. Now, I'm not sure if this is a second salvo or if this is a repeat of yesterday's article.
Yeah, we had the Scuds yesterday.
Yeah. We also have 1991, U.S. acknowledged CIA and U.S. Army paid Manuel Noriega $320,000 over his career. We create our own enemies, guys. Because,
Noriega was...
without a bad guy to be the boogeyman, then our government falls apart.
Noriega was Venezuela, right?
Panama.
Yeah, what am I saying?
Venezuela was last week.
Yeah, well, no. But there was a dictator in there before this guy. But Noriega was Panama. One of the presidents went in and got him.
Are you thinking about Cuba?
No, Panama.
Okay.
Noriega, they went and got him.
And remember, don't pull a Panama. Panama. 1991, the longest tennis match at the Australian Open. Boris Becker beat Italy's Omar Camporis in 5 hours and 11 minutes. Whoa, throw a shrimp on that, Bobby, mate. That's a hot match. 1993, Martin Luther King Jr. holiday observed in all 50 states for the first time in the United States. Yeah. All right. And 1994, the Cando event, a possible bolide impact in Cando, Spain. Witnesses claim to have seen a fireball in the sky lasting for almost 1 minute. Oh, yeah, there's the wall. Let's catch up.
Yeah.
And this is, yeah, we'll get to these here. What else we got here? 1996, baseball owners unanimously approve interleague play in 1997.
Yeah.
And speaking of 1997, Bjorgi Ausland of Norway became the first person to cross Antarctica alone and unaided. Wow, the balls on this guy must have been enormous. Can you imagine crossing Antarctica by yourself?
No.
No help? Hell no. You know, I'm not going to do that.
I can't even imagine doing it if they carried me.
I will never be seen again. 1998, Larry Bird returned to Boston as head coach of the Indiana Pacers for the first time, as former Celtics center Robert Parrish was honored by having his number 00 jersey raised to the Fleet Center rafters. So they retired his
most super
choice.
great Larry Bird, Magic Johnson in the bed. What's his name? Michael Jordan. They don't make good coaches.
Huh.
Because they demanded so much perfection of themselves.
Yeah.
That they just can't stand it when their players aren't getting that perfection.
Yep. Well, coaches never play. You know, that's the saying.
Well, a lot of them do, but very few are the standouts. I mean, some of them have coached.
Yeah.
Magic for a short time, Bird for a short time.
Well, I was quoting from that movie Hitch.
Oh.
Or no, The Wedding Plan. No, not Wedding Planner. Hitch, I think. I think it was Hitch.
I don't know their quotes. I remember that movie.
Well, I mean, well, or maybe it's not even from there, but it's basically like, you know, the best people to give relationship advice are the people who, like, are not really in relationships, because they're on the outside looking in, and they see from both perspectives, and, you know, because, you know, when you're in, you have investment and you have bias. When you're out, you have no investment, so you just tell things how they are. Coaches never play. Okay. You know? 2001, New York Rangers Mike Richter picked up his 267th career NHL win to become the winningest goaltender in team history, passing Ede Giacomin 2-1 in overtime against the visiting Toronto Maple Leafs. 2002, Sierra Leone Civil War was finally declared over. God, that was a horrible war. 2004, television drama The L Word was co-created by Eileen Chaikin, starring Jennifer Beals and Catherine Moning. Premiered on Showtime.
Never even heard of it.
What's the L Word? Loser?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know. I get it. Probably the L Word.
Lesbian. 2005, the world's largest commercial jet, the Airbus A380, was unveiled at a ceremony in Toulouse, France. All right.
The Airbus, yeah.
Yep. In 2007, Hurricane Kyril killed at least 44 in Western Europe. Strongest British storm in 17 years. Killed 14 people. Worst German storm since 1999 with 13 deaths. And caused the container ship MSC Napoli to be destroyed off the coast of Devon. Wow. 2008, the United Nations announced George Clooney as a UN messenger of peace. What?
Oh, sure.
What? Okay.
A piece of what? He wanted a piece of the action.
He's a piece of something, all right. That's for sure. Isn't he involved in something very bad?
I don't know.
No.
He's an actor. That's all I know.
Probably on the Diddy list.
I don't even know what he's done.
And the Epstein list. 2009, We Are One concert at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington prior to Barack Hussein Obama's inauguration attracted an estimated crowd of 400,000. Performers included Beyonce, John Bon Jovi, Garth Brooks, Mariah Carey, Josh Groban, Herbie Hancock, John Legend, Pete Seeger, and Bruce Springsteen, U2, and Stevie Wonder. U2? You were there? I didn't know that.
That's quite a variety of talent.
Yeah.
A lot of different sounds.
Yep. 2012, Stop Online Piracy Act, SOPA, blackout became the largest protest in the history of the internet. I remember all this. SOPA and PIPA. From the other source, it says here more than 115,000 websites engaged in an online protest against the Stop Online Piracy Act, SOPA, and the Protect IP Act, PIPA, in the U.S. The websites involved viewed the laws as infringing on the right to free speech, and many of them temporarily shut down in protest. And yeah, I remember this was a huge thing. Like back then, I did have a Facebook, and I actually was one of the many millions of people, as a sign of protest, changed my profile picture to just black. You know, like, oh, you want to censor us? Okay, here, nothing. You know, that's what you get. This is what you want. Wow.
But that's not surprising.
It was, oh man, SOPA and PIPA were huge. And that's one of the reasons why I absolutely detest Justin Bieber. Because that selfish creep got his start by singing songs and covers of other people's works, copyrighted music, on YouTube. That's what gave him his stardom. And then he sided with SOPA and PIPA, which would ultimately disallow anyone else from doing that. He removed the ability from anybody to follow in his footsteps. What an asshole. So, 2013, former New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin was indicted on corruption charges stemming from post-Hurricane Katrina business contracts and bribes. Yikes.
Kickbacks.
Yep. Oh, kickbacks.
Same bribe. No.
Oh.
Bribes or
Okay.
kickbacks, yeah.
I thought I misread something.
No.
2015, South African-based batsman A.B. de Villiers made the fastest century in ODI cricket history from 31 balls during an innings of 149 against the West Indies in Johannesburg. 31 balls. Wait, was he?
That's ballsy, I'll tell you.
Well, I was just going to say, 31 balls? Did he go to Pripyat or something? No. 2016, world's 62 richest people are now as wealthy as the poorest half of the world's population, according to a report published by Oxfam. You know what? I don't want to sound like a communist, but some people just have too much money, and they need to be knocked down a peg or two, or 20, now. So, 2018, Brazilian surfer Maia Gabeira rode the largest ever wave by a female surfer at 20.72 meters, or 68 feet, at Praia de Norte in Nazaré, Portugal. That lady...
Nazarene in France. Portugal. Yeah, not France, Portugal.
That lady has bigger balls than I ever will. 68 feet?
Me too. Yeah.
Hell no!
Yeah, that's a big
I can't
wave
even
place.
get on a 5-foot wave. You know?
That's a big wave
Yeah.
place.
Yikes. We also have first drone rescue of swimmers by lifeguards in New South Wales, Australia. I remember covering this on the news show when it happened. They used a drone. You know drone? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
a drone dropped a life preserver to somebody out in the water, and they grabbed onto it, and a rescuer swam out and pulled them in. But this was the first use of drones to rescue swimmers.
To help keep them afloat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is.
And now since then, we've had drones shooting people, so which has actually happened.
I wonder if lifeguards will start using drones if they need to.
Oh yeah, no, that's a common thing now.
It is?
Yeah, they have.
But that I would be just for surveillance to see if there's any problems.
And to drop a life preserver while somebody's going to go get them. It's a lot faster, than
Yeah.
It's like a mini helicopter without the danger.
Yeah.
So it's just like you see somebody drowning, you start the dispatch process, but while all that is going, the fastest thing to get there is a drone, drops a life preserver, and now they have something to hold on to until somebody can get there on a jet ski or whatever, So, a lot faster. 2018 as well, a bus caught fire on the Samara Shemaikit Road in Urigiz district of Kobe, Kazakhstan. The fire killed 52 passengers, seeing only 3 passengers and 2 drivers escaping. 2 drivers. So I guess it was like a long haul bus where they worked in shifts.
I'm not sure.
I can't imagine any other reason why to have more than one driver in a bus.
Yeah.
So, and this is Kazakhstan, so like massive desert areas between towns. So, 2019, an oil pipeline explosion near Talahuelipan, Hidalgo, Mexico, killed 137 people. 6 years ago, 2020, Premiership Rugby announced reigning European and English champions Saracens to be regulated for exceeding salary cap the previous 3 seasons. Club was fined £5.3 million pounds and docked 35 Premiership points. That doesn't sound good. 2022, Boston Bruins retire Willie O'Ree's number 22 jersey on the 64th anniversary of his becoming the NHL's first black player. Oh, we spoke about him earlier. So this is 64th anniversary.
Yeah.
All right. 2022, Indonesia's parliament approved a bill to relocate its capital to Borneo and announced new city's name will be Nusantara, meaning archipelago. All right.
Oh, archipelago. I've heard of that.
Well, it's a landmass.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like an isthmus.
Yeah.
2022, Microsoft announced it is buying Activision Blizzard, publisher of online games Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush, for $70 billion.
Whoa.
The biggest ever gaming and tech takeover.
Wow.
I never would have thought in a billion years anybody would ever buy World of Warcraft, let alone the owner of World of Warcraft. That's how far they fell, you know? I used to be a WoWer too. You know, AO the Great, Silvermoon server, you know, Reckoning for the Alliance. 2022, Kristen Crowley became the first female fire chief for the LAFD, Los Angeles Fire Department.
Oh, okay, good for her.
Well, not really, because I mean, a couple years later we had the whole Palisade.
Yeah.
So
She screwed up. But
you know,
still good for her in the promotion.
well, I mean, not good for us. Like, I just find it a little weird that there's been so many incidents of the first female this, the first female that, and you know, or the, you know, it's a really sad way to start a track record. You know, it's just utter failure.
We always want the best for the job.
Yes.
That's
And
the problem.
by 2000,
let's hope she was the best for the job.
I really doubt she was, because
I'm not in a position to judge.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying in 2022, diversity, equity, inclusion, the evolution of
Massive fire, yeah.
no, not massive fire. I'm talking about DEI hiring.
Oh.
Affirmative action
Oh,
was
okay.
the predecessor to that. Hiring because she's a woman, check mark. You know, which
Black woman, double check.
yeah. So
I get that.
Really, you know, so in this 22, I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just saying,
That's why
look at the you know, and she might not even have been the chief when the Palisades happened. I don't know.
I believe
You
she
know,
was.
Well, if she was, then most likely she was a DEI hire. And
I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She was the best for
and
the
I'm
best.
not saying this to attack her. I'm saying this is why we got to stop that horse shit. So,
Yes, that I agree with.
2022, a helicopter crash in Ukraine left 14 people dead, including the country's interior minister, Denis Montesquieu. 2024, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected U.S. calls to scale back war with Hamas or establish Palestinian states, vowing in a televised address nothing more than, quote, absolute victory, end quote. As I've been saying, they want to exterminate Palestine. So, 2024, NASA's trailblazing Ingenuity helicopter, the first aircraft to fly in another world, died after 3 years on Mars and 72 flights, only expected to have made 5 flights. So, and this was something from somewhere. I forgot what this was, but it's some art thing. But this is the helicopter, the drone,
Wow.
and actually there's a video. I remember making a whole big deal about this, but drone footage Mars. Like the very first Mars drone footage. Well, it's not showing me it. Just a bunch of helicopter. Let's see if this gives me what I'm trying to find. Okay, I think this is it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there it goes. So it's not. So we're just watching it fly. But this is on Mars. So we have a flying craft flying on Mars. So that's incredible.
Yeah.
2024, U.S. city of Lexington started a new tourism campaign aimed at extraterrestrial travelers by beaming a welcome message into space via an infrared laser. That's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, the popular social media app TikTok was banned in the United States after passing on PAF-ACA. Thank God Almighty.
Yeah.
Now let's ban Facebook. Let's ban Instagram. Let's ban YouTube. Let's ban Google. We started with one. Let's keep it going. Let's get these evil things out of here. So, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar in the description below for any things that you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things on the Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion. You saw how much I went through and everything, and that's only from 2 sources, compilation and everything. Go out there, check our sources, self-educate yourself. There's a lot of stuff out there. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. Until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left, every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!